Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to our story time. Tonight, we're going to meet a very special friend. His name is Pip, and he's a little monster, but not a scary one. Pip was fluffy and purple, with 3 little horns that wiggled when he was happy, and big, curious eyes. He loved to play all day long in the whispering woods, chasing sparkling fireflies and building forts out of moonbeams and moss. But there was one thing Pip did not love. In fact, he was very scared of it. Pip was scared of bedtime. Every evening, as the sun would yawn and stretch a golden glow across the sky, a little flutter of worry would start in Pip's tummy. His mom, a kind and gentle monster with fur the color of twilight, would say, "Pip, my dear, it's almost time to sleep." Pip would try everything to make the day last longer. "Just one more game of glow bug tag?" he'd ask. "Or, can we count the stars in the Milky Way, all of them?" His mom would smile and gently shake her head. "The stars will be there tomorrow, my sweet monster. Now, it's time for bed." As Pip snuggled into his cozy nest made of softest dandelion fluff, the worries would grow bigger. The shadows in his room, which were friendly shapes during the day, started to look like strange, wiggly creatures. A pile of his favorite toys looked like a lumpy, bumpy giant. A gentle breeze rustling the leaves outside his window sounded like a spooky whisper. Pip would pull his blanket, woven from spider silk and moonlight, right up to his wiggling horns and squeeze his eyes shut tight. But the scary thoughts would still dance around in his head. One night, Pip was feeling extra wobbly and worried. He just couldn't get comfortable. He tossed and he turned, and his fluffy purple fur stood on end. Finally, he tiptoed out of his room and found his dad. A big, strong monster with a warm, rumbling voice, reading a book by the fireside. "Dad?" Pip whispered. His dad looked up. "What's the matter, my little pipsqueak? Why aren't you in your nest?" Pip's bottom lip trembled. "I'm scared of the dark," he confessed. "The shadows make scary shapes, and the noises sound so loud." His dad set down his book and patted the spot next to him. Pip climbed up and snuggled close. "Ah, the bedtime jitters," his dad rumbled softly. "I used to get those too." Pip's big eyes widened in surprise. "You did?" His dad nodded. "I did. But then my own grandpa taught me a secret. A secret to make the night your friend." Pip leaned in closer, his little horns wiggling with curiosity. "A secret?" he asked. "What is it?" "The secret," his dad said, his voice a low, comforting hum, "is to find the night lights. Not the lamps we turn on, but the little bits of magic that only come out after the sun goes to sleep." Pip was confused. "Magic night lights?" His dad smiled. "Let's go on a little adventure and find them." He took Pip's hand, and together they tiptoed to the window. "Look," his dad whispered, pointing outside. "What do you see?" Pip looked. "The moon," he said. "It's big and round tonight." "That's right," said his dad. "The moon is the biggest nightlight of all. It's like a gentle guardian, watching over the world while it sleeps. And look at all its little helpers." He pointed to the twinkling stars. "Each star is a tiny lantern, hanging in the sky just for you. They wink and sparkle to say, 'Everything is okay, little Pip. We're here.'" Pip looked at the stars, and for the first time, they didn't just seem far away. They seemed friendly. He imagined them winking right at him. Next, his dad pointed to a spiderweb glistening in the corner of the window. Tiny dewdrops were caught in the silk, and they sparkled like a string of diamonds in the moonlight. "See that?" his dad whispered. "The spiders have decorated for the night. They've hung up their own tiny jewels." Then a firefly blinked its gentle green light just outside the window. "And there's another one." The fireflies are carrying their own little lamps, lighting the way through the dark. Pip watched, fascinated. The night didn't seem so empty anymore. It was full of tiny, beautiful lights. Then his dad said, "Now let's listen for the night sounds." Pip listened carefully. He heard the gentle hoo-hoo of an owl in a faraway tree. "That's Professor Hoot," his dad explained. "He's the night storyteller, sharing ancient tales with the moon." Then they heard the chirping of crickets. "And that," his dad said, "is the cricket orchestra, They're playing a lullaby for all the sleeping flowers. The wind rustled the leaves again, but this time it didn't sound spooky. It sounded like the world was taking a long, soft breath. Pip started to understand. The night wasn't scary. It was just different. It had its own lights, its own music, and its own magic. It was a secret, quiet world that came alive when the day world went to sleep. He looked at his dad, a small smile on his face. The night has its own friends, Pip said softly. Exactly, his dad rumbled, giving him a gentle squeeze. And they are all here to keep you company. They went back to Pip's room. His dad looked at the pile of toys that had seemed so scary before. That's not a lumpy giant, he said with a chuckle. That's just Sir Reginald the teddy bear and his fluffy dragon, guarding your fort while you sleep. He pointed to the shadow on the wall. And that wiggly creature? That's just the shadow of the friendly old oak tree outside, waving goodnight to you. Pip looked again and he saw it. The shadow really did look like a waving hand. Pip climbed back into his dandelion fluff nest. He felt the bedtime jitters starting to melt away, replaced by a warm, cozy feeling. He pulled his moonlight blanket up, but not all the way over his head this time. He wanted to be able to peek at the moon and the stars. He listened for the cricket's lullaby and the wise old owl's story. The night was no longer a big, dark, scary thing. It was full of friends, both big and small, all watching over him. His dad tucked him in and gave him a kiss on his forehead, right between his wiggling horns. Good night, my little monster. Dream of all the night lights. Good night, Dad, Pip whispered, his voice already sleepy. Thank you for showing me the magic. He closed his eyes, and this time, he didn't see scary shapes. He saw sparkling stars, twinkling fireflies, and the gentle, smiling face of the moon. And before he knew it, the little monster who used to be scared of bedtime was fast asleep, dreaming sweet, happy dreams. And so, my little dreamers, whenever you feel a little worried at bedtime, just remember Pip's secret. Look for the night lights, listen for the night sounds, and know that the magical world of the night is there to be your friend. The moon and the stars are your guardians, and the world is singing you a gentle lullaby. Thank you for joining our story. Sleep tight, and have the sweetest of dreams. We'll see you next time.